Because Hugo's like one of my best friends. Like, I know there's a lot of bromance going on here. I'm just shouting out all these dudes, but like, Hugo, like, we shared a room for like 7 years. We could have applied for a domestic partnership, and for some reason, as soon as the camera went up, I could not get any lines straight, and it was just like, I was like, what is happening to me? Like, I could, and then the one that we got was like super lame. It was like like, it was all right, but it was just like the ones that were kind of good. I just could not get it together. So that's all I remember. Just being like, damn, because I could see his dumbass face just being all crazy, and I'm like, like I can't get over it. So it caught me slipping. So we're kind of hitting like a cool stride with these episodes, and we're like developing the formula and changing it and trying new things. Venice was another stomping ground that I had, but I didn't think it was appropriate for me to be out here like, yeah, I'm Dogtown, like I'm Venice, like I hate these walls. Like, a lot of people move to LA and then they're just out here banging LA like they're from there, and like I'm very like knowledgeable that I lived in LA for a very long time and I frequent LA, but I am not from LA. I'm from Tulare, and you know, no hate on the people that live out there, that move out there, that claim to be from there, but I thought it was more appropriate to have somebody from there tell this story. You know, Mike Cho's actually from Philly, so I felt like Luckson would be a good person. You know, he has his things that he's doing. His whole brand is about Venice, and I think it was just good to have insight like that, you know. He has his story, and he was able to share like his viewpoints on what's going on, and you know, I share a lot of the sentiment with him. When I was on the beach, that shit was ghetto. Like, they wouldn't even let me leave at night. Like, I would have to get a ride, like, because it was just so bad. Like, there's all these different gangs, and like all just the bums alone, you know. Like, as soon as it got dark, it's like, oh man, you got skinny jeans on, you better not be out there. Like, that's gonna be a wrap for you. And I'm like, oh damn. When I got like even word about Oceanfront, I had been looking for an apprenticeship for like a year, and this is like, I'm gonna date myself, which sounds funny because that just even saying that dates yourself, but like, this is when people were still printing out maps, you know what I mean? Like, I printed out a bunch of maps, and I used to just hit every shop and look for an apprenticeship. This was like a year and a half. I could not get an apprenticeship. And then like, I had every door slammed in front of me. Like, I've had nice people, horrible people, like people that I know now that don't know that I remember them, but I remember them, all of them. And like in Tulare, in Fresno, in LA, whatever, like I had a list of shit ton of shops. I could not get an apprenticeship. And you know what? It all worked out, but that was the first shop that gave me a shot. Mike Cho, like, he was a piercer, but he saw something in me, and he hooked me up, you know, and I always respect him for that, because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But there's a lot of history in Venice with tattooing. There's a lot of heavy hitters that have came out there, and like, they don't like to talk about it, but you know, that spot has made a lot of people, and like, it's a part of my history too. So I thank him for that, because I hadn't really felt a culture shock in LA. Like, I felt like I just kind of like mobbed in there pretty good, but you know, Venice got a little weird. It got a little weird, so it was a good time. It was nice for me to be exposed to that type of culture and that caliber of artists. I have not seen that caliber of artists ever in my life in person, and all in one spot. Like, these were all hungry dudes that were like not getting featured in certain, all of them eventually did, like almost every single one of them like got awards, got put in magazines, got put on this and that, but at the time when I got there, I don't know what it was, but it was just like a cauldron of all the things that you would want, like, because we had everything, like just black and gray lettering, traditional, like traditional like traditional Japanese, like everything, like, and I got to see all of it. And so shout outs to Mike. Without that, I would not have been as motivated, I guess, because everything that was badass I just seen on the internet, seeing that stuff in person and getting that opportunity, like, that's just like timeless, you know. That's like a moment in time I'm never gonna get back, but I'm glad that shit happened. I think it's definitely part of the culture, like, whether people want to admit it or not. Like, they should get out there and at least go look and see who's out there, because there are some people that you'll never hear about, that'll probably shit on your favorite artist. So get out there and like see what's up. Oceanfront is one of those shops that just stands out. Sideshow is another shop that stands out. You know, there's a lot of big names that have came from there, so I would say definitely go check it out. Yeah, and a lot of the heavy hitters have been from there. Like, people have tattooed out there that you would never expect. I didn't know. There was people that I didn't know that had such a big influence on the black and gray culture that are never get shine. Like, people nowadays, like, I mean, I'm not that old, but like youngsters don't even know who Pint is, and was like the king of Venice at one point, and like his black and gray like influenced everyone in the game. Like, there's just, I don't know, there's a bunch of history out there, so do your research. Scrub some tubes, man.